Graham Day here at Agents of Geek and Fortress of Geek. I was at Eirtakon and I got to meet a lot of cosplayers, a lot of fantastic artists, and yeah, we just had the general chats and a lot of nerdy fun. So, enjoy.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Alright, so I'm here at Eirtakon and I'm with Connor, who is in charge of all the special guests, from Steve Bloom to Courtnee Draper over there. Hi, Courtney.
Hi. I heard you talking about my Connor.
So, Connor, what's it like taking care of such big stars?
Yeah, I've actually I've done this my third time now. I took care of Kevin Connie before and Vic Mignogna, so it's kind of a reoccurring thing. Initially chosen because I drove a car. That was very important when this was a student-run convention that we could actually drive a car. So, no, it's great. We get to hang out with them. You know, we get to see them as they are. I guess when they're more down to earth and they're not trying to do their job. We do have to pay for all their drinks and their food and accommodation, but no, it's good. We also get to see Dublin a bit with them as well. You know, like I actually brought them to the Guinness Storehouse there, and I hadn't actually been in quite a while, and I learned quite a lot myself when I was there. And there's little things, you know, they say, you pick up on your phrases and your language, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You take it for granted. Little things like, how are you? I'm grand. And they're like, okay. Or, you know, what's the story? One guy walked up yesterday to Courtney and said, what's the story? And she's like, I don't know, what's your story? So, no, it's interesting, yeah.
And just wondering, who's the craziest out of the three of them?
The craziest out of these three?
Yeah.
They're all actually very different. I thought they'd kind of be the same,
yeah,
but they're not. They're very different. Ricky's she's out there. She's crazy, she's mad, and she's up for anything, and a crazy amount of energy. I'd say Steve's magnetic as well. I mean, you put him around a table and just watch him go.
Yeah.
I mean, he can switch on voices at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
And Courtney's fantastic as well. I mean, I'm actually dedicated to Courtney at the moment, so I'm not going to speak bad about her. But no,
and she's right over there.
She's wonderful. Jet lag is a problem as well. You got to deal with this when these guys come over. They're tired, but they want to see stuff. They're very excited, and they want to see Dublin and all its perks and its perhaps faults too. So.
Yeah. Right, so I'm here with Colm, and he's going to go see the lovely Courtnee Draper from BioShock. What interests you about Courtney so much?
Elizabeth is one of my favourite characters in all video games.
Yeah?
When I was playing BioShock Infinite, there were points where Booker was talking, and I was thinking, no, don't say that, that's not how I feel.
So, are you very excited to see Courtney?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a lovely person, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, I saw a few of the panels earlier the weekend.
And I saw your book, is that a Death Note?
That's, yeah.
So you're a big fan of Death Note as well?
Yeah. Hopefully it's not going to die, so...
Alright, well, thanks very much, Colm. It was great meeting you.
Thank you.
Have a great time meeting her.
Remember when we almost stayed out? That was so awkward. Hashtag Facebook. Yeah. Hashtag Facebook.
Talking about meeting your idol?
Well, I'm all
Are you alright?
Yeah, I mean, like...
Is that a wig?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
My
isn't it?
natural hair color is actually black.
Oh.
So, this wig, it doesn't, people don't think it's a wig.
No, I wouldn't.
Because it sits well on me. But meeting Courtney was just, I met her this morning, first off, and what happened was I was really shy because there was myself and two other Elizabeths there, and we were just like,
oh yeah, I heard about that.
we were looking over, it's like we didn't want to bother her because, well, we didn't want to come off as awkward or anything. And then, like, we got up and we were talking to her, and she actually thought our costumes were good, which is really nice.
Yeah, because if you look at this, like we've got this. That's an amazing costume of Elizabeth, stage 1 Elizabeth. Yeah, before basically shit hits the fan.
Before shit hits the fan, and before all the sadness.
Yeah. You can be playing the DLC.
When I can once again have money, yeah, I will be.
Alright, so Agents of Geek here, and we're interviewing the lovely Courtnee Draper. Yeah, for all your fans for all our fans out there, Courtney is the beautiful voice of Elizabeth from BioShock.
I am.
But we're also here because you were also in Buffy.
Yeah.
You were a potential slayer.
I was Annabelle.
Yeah, you were also unfortunately the first victim of the Uber vampires.
I was.
So what was that like? Like that was early on in your career, wasn't it?
No, I had been doing film and television for a while at that point. I mean, it was awesome to be able to be on such a popular show, and I think it was their last season. So, yeah, it was fantastic. But it's funny because sometimes people come up to me at conventions and they remember that, and I don't know, it's just cool that people recognize me from that.
Yeah, because I mean that's the kind of society we live in. We remember all the niche little things, all the kind of stuff like that. But yeah, so you were in BioShock. How was that an experience? Because a lot of people say the best thing of that whole game was the relationship between yourself and Troy Baker's Booker T.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear people say that because I think that was really what we were aiming for. Is we wanted to help take gaming in a really push the narrative storytelling sort of gaming experience. And it's nice to hear that because it means that what we aimed for, that gamers are having that kind of experience. And it's amazing to be on the forefront of something like that. I feel really lucky to have been able to be a part of that.
Yeah. And the ending, what was really nice for me because I finished the game, I played it, was the little song you and Troy did at the end. That was very nice. What was the reasoning behind that?
Ken had asked me if I had sang, and that's how I started out. So we started just kind of playing with the idea of having Elizabeth sing, and Ken had this idea of making a really cool little moment in the game, but not a cutscene kind of thing. Like, we didn't want to force it upon the gamer, but kind of to reward the gamer who was exploring the world. So he put it in there, and to see if he was like, look, I don't know if this is going to work, but it did. And it's interesting to see how you have these small little ideas and you don't know if they're going to take off. And then when people hear that song, I mean, people really seem to appreciate that moment in the game, and I think it brought that kind of impactful moment of this is a narrative and this is about this relationship between these two characters. I think that moment really helps solidify and define it in our game, so it was really cool.
It's a sad game.
Yeah,
it's wonderfully just poetic as a game. Like, I mean, when I played it, I was really surprised. I mean, you know, you've played this type of games where you have wonderful narratives and that, but there was a great symbiosis kind of partnership between the two, and that was just fantastic.
Thank you. It's so nice to hear that.
It was great. And then we now get to play as Elizabeth in the new DLC.
Yes,
Are you happy about that?
It's funny because when we first started, people were asking, like, are we going to get to play Elizabeth? And now there's that option out there. And I haven't heard too much fan feedback, so I don't know if people really understand, like, you're going to be playing her the entire time, or I'm not really sure how the reaction is from that. But personally, I think it's really cool. I hope that people enjoy the experience. And I think it's really interesting when DLCs continue the story or take it in a new direction and give you something new and fresh. But still being grounded in the same storyline.
Because BioShock lends itself to that. You can go and completely like, I mean, the ending, without giving away anything, you can pretty much go anywhere you want with DLC with BioShock. It allows itself for that, especially with that ending.
Right. Yeah.
And did you get a chance to get a little bit hands-on playing with yourself? Did you get to...
You mean like in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I play the game? Is that what you're asking?
Oh yeah, like, did you play have you played the DLC yet?
I haven't played the DLC yet. I have it, but I have like an internet code, and my internet has been out for 6 weeks, so I have not been able to play it, which is really disappointing, but it's waiting for me, so...
because it's only been released out here very recently, only a week, I think.
Yeah, it's the same. I think it's only been out for a couple weeks, maybe the same amount of time as here in the States. They had just sent it to me ahead of time a couple weeks ago, but I haven't been able to play it, so I'm very anxious to get my internet working again.
And how many, like it says episode 1, how many episodes have been planned, or is there to be more than just one episode?
Well, I think they've released that they're going to do 3 DLCs.
3? Oh, that's very nice.
Because they already had 2 of them were released, and then the third one.
Those were those multiplayer options or something? Was that... No, it was just...
I don't think so. It was just I don't think they're doing any multiplayer stuff. But the first DLC came out, I think a couple months ago, and then the second one, BioShock, just was released
with the Rapture and everything after.
Yeah.
Just it's wonderful. Like I showed because my girlfriend, she watched the game. She said get past all the fighty boring bits and show me the story. And she was in tears when that ending happened.
Really?
I think games lately the narrative is really been really risen.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think there's a market for it. Like gamers are telling developers this is what buying games like Infinite and The Last of Us, they're telling gamers this is what we want. This is the kind of experience we want to have.
2 Troy games.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy gets
he gets
a lot of relationships. He's got Elizabeth, he's got Elle, and he's got Batman. He likes his relationships in his games.
I mean, Troy's an incredible actor, and I think that as actors, it's really nice to be getting these very story-driven, narrative-type games. And I think that gaming is more and more going in that direction. And I don't know, I even wonder if it's going to completely take over film in that aspect. Because you have a way of being able to connect now like you do when you're watching a really good narrative in a film. But you're also able to control it and directly be a part of that. And I think that's obviously something unique in gaming, and they're kind of merging those two fields, and I think that's why you're seeing the gaming industry just keep exploding. I mean, it's certainly not hitting a wall.
And did you you've always kind of been acting, like you've been acting for a while now, but you've also been interested in law and that. Do you think you'll go back to law at all? Because I know you said at one point acting was over, but then BioShock came on and that just exploded.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I had walked away from film and television and decided to go back, get my degree, and then I went to law school, and right before I started law school, I booked BioShock, and I've been working on that for the last 2 years. So I don't know, it's tough. I mean, I'm definitely going to get my law degree, and I have a passion for it, but I love working in video games. So I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I'm continuing to get work, and I don't know what's going to happen. I'm kind of I am, for the moment, enjoying as much as I can being able to straddle both worlds, so to speak. And eventually I'll have to choose, but today is not that day.
And so how have you been finding Ireland? I understand you said the weather's been it's cold, but I mean,
it's cold, but I feel like it wakes you up. And it's nice to experience seasons, because we really don't have... I mean, we have seasons in LA, obviously, but not to this extent, like the wide variation in the weather. Yeah. So
snow could happen at any second.
I wish that was true. I wish that could happen.
Oh no, it's happened before. Yeah. Like this time last year we had snow. Yeah.
Why can't
close
that be
down Dublin
now?
Completely.
I heard that they just shut everything down.
Yeah, we're not prepared for any kind of weather other than rain.
Yeah.
So, like, have you been to the Guinness Brewery?
I did. We went yesterday. Oh my god.
Was that you and Ricky?
Yeah, because we went yesterday.
Yeah, she was saying her pint got stolen.
Oh yeah, someone took her pint. They tried to steal it, but she got to do another one, and then she had like the perfect pour. So,
How'd you find it?
I had been to Dublin once before, like 5 years ago, and I didn't go to the brewery. And my friends went, and they said, "Oh, it was such a great experience." So I kind of always regretted not being able to go. And then we went out last night and did it, and it was a lot of fun. And
how have you found Guinness?
You know, it's interesting because we were all, like Ricky and Steve and I were all talking about the fact that Guinness in the States is nowhere near the quality that Guinness is here. It doesn't taste that great in the States, in my opinion. It's just kind of like cloudy and creamy, and I don't know, there's something about the Guinness here, it's so fresh. And I don't know, I'm a big fan of Guinness here. I wish that it tasted the same back home.
I'm not sure if that's the problem. You get it here, and it's kind of it is the source.
Yeah.
So, have you been finding Eirtakon? Have you found any Elizabeths running around?
I haven't found any. I hear that there are some, but I haven't personally seen any.
I went because I was at DragonCon. The amount of Elizabeths just running around, it was crazy.
That's so cool. I remember being at conventions before the game even came out, and there were already people dressing like her, which is just...
That's insane.
Yeah, it blew my mind that people were that excited about the game, and I think it's nice for women too, because Elizabeth's outfit is very different than traditional women in games. So yeah, I think it's an interesting and a different look, which is nice.
Yeah, because the game is it lends itself to such huge and wild ideas and everything, and Like, did you form? I'm guessing you formed a huge bond with Troy by the end of that. Like,
Yeah,
did you know Troy beforehand? Or?
I didn't know Troy before. I met him during my callback for Elizabeth, and he had already been cast as Booker, and he really helped me along, kind of navigating a different medium. I really had never done a lead in games before, and we spent a lot of time together, and I think that you kind of develop a brother-sister relationship where, you know, sometimes you're driving each other crazy, and sometimes, you know, you're just so close and you're creating this wonderful project together. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Troy and everything that he does. I think he's incredibly talented, and it's nice to have that relationship. I think most people in the video game industry are just very laid back, very cool people.
Yeah, it seems something like for voice acting, it just seems like we know what we're doing. We can have a lot of fun while we're doing it, and you don't have to worry about you know, makeup, prosthetics, and you'll still get the same level of detail that you wouldn't get in a film.
I think it's freeing. I mean, especially being a female in the industry, it's nice not to. I don't have to stress out about what I look like and am I this person's version of pretty, and you know what I mean. I don't have to worry about what I look like when I cry. Like, I can just like put it all out there, and I think that when you're not so self-conscious and you don't have to think about those things, it lends itself to creating a better quality of art for me personally. So yeah, it's nice.
No, it's just again, I can't stress enough. The game was amazing. Thank you. Like, I mean, it was more a film, really. It was an interactive novel almost. Yeah,
I think it's really cool. We didn't know how it would turn out, so it's nice to.
Yeah, and you have a legacy to follow, because the BioShock games are
pretty big.
Big.
And I know people were apprehensive about the world being so different. They didn't know if it would be have that element of creepiness that the first couple BioShocks had. But I think there's nothing creepier than stuff going during the daytime to still have.
It can still frighten you in the daytime.
Yeah, I think that's pretty powerful.
So I've been asking everyone this: are you into Doctor Who, and are you excited for the 50th? That is happening right now.
Happening right now. You know, I haven't been that much into it, but I don't know. Who knows what'll happen? Maybe I'll be exposed to it. And
to be fair, you can't step 2 feet outside the door without a doctor walking past you these days.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, this has been Agents of Geek. Talking to the lovely Courtnee Draper. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you so much. It was so a pleasure to meet you.
Is that it? Was it good? Perfect. Courtnee, thanks so much.
No, thanks for having me.
It's always fun to have a Slayer in my